Okay, so today we will go to incorporating theories, okay, and conducting literature review. How you want to practice your literature review where you are write the report, okay, for your project soon. Okay, so hopefully I can manage within 1 hour. Sekarang almost 5 minutes, approaching 10 o'clock. So I hope we can start by at least 11, inshallah. Okay, jadi for today we will continue. For ethical, I hope that you can go ahead independently and within the video that I provide, inshallah. However, I will almost welcome any question that you are curious in for part of ethical, okay, ethical topic in the previous one. Okay, so today we will continue on data concept and theories. Okay, yeah, as we know that qualitative research normally we are focusing on the meaning of life. Oh, sorry. Okay, so it's on not only the occurrence. Okay, what happened, all right. Like what we are doing just now on the activity of observation, the structure of observation. What we keep in question mark. Okay, we know that psychologists observe, but what for? Okay, what for the interaction? Yes, the interaction between parents and kids, but at the end towards the interaction too will end it as what? We don't know, right? We are in the question mark that Zaina said the part of actually that video is a part of, maybe they have the begins and they have the ending, but they just take the at the middle of that video. So maybe they want to diagnose about special needs or any symptoms from that case and so on. So the meaning, so behind that, when they are diagnosing the interaction, the meaning of, okay, so showing something lah, showing the sign of whatever lah occurs from that observation. Okay, so yeah, the search. Then besides that, we also want to see the concept, okay, from the data. So the video also consider data. So that video also is considered the data lah. So the observation that we see just now, the YouTube that we watching just now, so consider data. Okay, yeah. So data, then go towards the concept. Then from the concept, we can we can comply, we can relate with the theory, right? Collection of concept, even the small one. Are you okay to say? Are you okay? Are you okay? I think you are
Yes,
not really
okay,
very
yes.
well. I hope you make sure you take some action to makan ubat. You take a medication. Hopefully, if you are not really well, risau pula I. Alright, what we are now? Okay, so we can assemble, we can accumulate it in some logic way, okay, and then can derive the theory, okay, what we have been studied. So you can see the pyramid here. So maknanya seolah-olah data tu akan menghasilkan, can derive the concept then towards the theory. Grounded theory, for example. This is actually macam as a represent of the grounded theory as well, where we will go in details in future topics, inshallah. Alright, next. Maknanya kualitatif ni dia data tu, okay, ni panggil hilang pula. Okay, this what I'm saying just now is okay, apa tu? Just take ke. Okay, biasanya stereotype ni maknanya normally lah, as a norm, qualitative research yang based on the textual apa, all this kind of, okay. So we will do conclusion lah, okay. Divide of concept, we do conclusion. What just Zainal said just now, maybe they're based on the scenario, then you do some conclusion, alright. So Then apa maksud sini? You should avoid emulating it. Maknanya mungkin dia means that kita don't we do conclusion, but it's only for replicable for that situation. It's maybe not really not applicable to other situation as well. So that's why dia kena some interwove support with some abstract concept. Concept lah, and then concept if we don't have any theories applicable towards to support our data that we have, right? So biasanya normally, okay, so kalau you see here some ini bukan ni, this one, okay, alright, ini I ada buat dalam my have taken from this slide ni, inductive versus deductive in my TikTok. Biasanya normally secara norm dia, as a norm, qualitative usually using inductive, maknanya macam what we do have the activity yang just now we observe, right? So the psychology have that pattern, the outputs, the findings that they obtain from that observation, they will conclude lah, okay. So they do, maybe they do have some hypothesis already. Then okay, which one comply to the hypothesis that they have, research question as well. Then based on the theory that we did, they have it. They say okay, there's the kids is diagnosed as what, okay. Let's say autism ke apa ke and so on, right? Contoh as example. However, it also can, but it's nothing wrong if they are doing they are based on some theory base, they are the choose, okay, justify some what we call relatable mana have the some potential theories that might relatable with the so they have dia terbalik lah from inductive. So maknanya ini macam nampak lebih kepada kuantitatif lah kan. They have hypothesis, then dia buat dia punya analysis. Okay, observation tu maybe statistical analysis. Then they confirming that okay, accept this one, not accept this one. But actually in terms of for this one, dalam qualitative normally for validation lah. Okay, validate what they already assume in the begin. Okay, what I have done for my PhD. I did, and then I validate back through survey. Okay, apa yang my findings tu, okay, my findings from the content analysis one, then I validate back to the same community that yes, they agree. Okay, so how they agree? So we do some structured survey personnel. So yes, nothing wrong if we take it as inductive. So that's we call triangulate lah. Okay, so if you see here, normally observation, so kalau we put the deductive way, observation is play a role lah, play a role, but it's not doesn't mean that observation in it's not play a role in the deductive. They also have the contribution lah, okay. So deductive also tends to let the concept, okay, lead to the definition. So yeah, either quantitative ke qualitative doesn't matter, but the things whatever we did, we have to some validate. They talking about reliability, validity lah, okay. Cuma sometimes it depends on the school of thought lah, how they name it as the term to as well. Alright, okay. So beside deductive, inductive, we also do have abductive, the between lah. Sometimes okay, another form, okay, dia tak berapa nak masuk sangat dengan another form, okay. So we also can use the abductive, okay. Kalau tengok dekat sini, this figure dia the bit in the middle of the part of, okay, dia the mixture lah, macam kacukan lah. Okay, kacukan between inductive and deductive. So they have abduction, okay. So it's also can use for forming of hypothesis. Alright, so yeah, mungkin dia start dengan incomplete set, so dia macam nak benda-benda yang new macam sekarang ni COVID kan, dia tak berapa banyak lagi benda yang incomplete things, incomplete apa information, okay, likely as possible, right? Then dia buat testing macam what Zainal kata kita patut ada Malaysia have own vaccine, right? So but we do not have much data yet, blah 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 blah. Okay, and they will claim they don't have this, they not enough this, they not enough this, then they have to now, yeah, maybe hopefully we insya apa we pray for that Malaysia should have their own vaccine, right? So yeah, it's based on making and testing hypothesis. I believe that in medical they use the satu lagi they also apply on action research, right? Research observation, inductive, so because they're involving with that projects on, okay, macam contoh in medical apa medical research like no, we do have a few research institution, right? Either in under medical, under KKM, under some ministry like Forest Research Institute, AI. Some all the research officer are doing the research. Sometimes they also part of some. It depends on the research nature as well. We do have RRI research. Ada lagi tak? Yang untuk apa getah tu, dulu my sister have worked there, not work, I think intern, I'm not sure. RRI, Rubber Research Institute in somewhere Sungai Buloh. We do have what else? There's a few numbers lah, okay, in the research center, research institute. Mainly I think they are under mostly, not semua lah. Kalau RRI tu not sure under bawah apa. Itu apa, banyak lah. Can't recall. Sometimes dia rebrand the name as well, okay? Yang nuklearnya dekat Bangi kan, they have one institute. So, Forla, NTOB, what is that? For palm oil kan? Palm, kelapa sawit. So many lah. So, yeah, dia mungkin experimental as well. Untuk social science pun, kita ada satu institute social. I pun heard that name when my friend were in under school of applied psychology or SIRAP, Institute of Social. They are collaborate, even they are collaborate with that institute, Institute of Social Malaysia, ISM. Some sorts of socialist lah, not socialist. Socialist dia dah macam satu politiknya.
Doktor, boleh tanya tak doktor?
Boleh.
Okay,
Hari nak berapa ni?
regarding induktif dengan deduktif tadi.
Yeah, kita nak masuk. Okay, yeah. Which one?
Alright.
This one
So the theory is just like macam, is it a hypothesis? The theory.
Yeah, maknanya kita berpaksikan lah, we are based on some related like kalau you tengok paper yang comparison dengan itu, I based on theory of acceptance kan.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
macam bila you letak nombor 2 hypothesis, teori dengan hipotesis ni apa beza dia doktor? Saya agak macam you have a theory, right? And then the theory is usually a hypothesis. Usually lah kita punya theory lah.
Understand.
So why do you put it differently? Because we are talking about qualitative.
Yeah.
You're talking about qualitative. Bila you cakap, and then the previous slide kan, we are not relying on any concept and less of like theories kan. But here, deductive, there's a theory there. What theory is that?
Okay, understand. So kalau you tengok dekat sini, if you see here, under deductive we do have tentative, right? Kalau compared to deductive, we don't have tentative ni mana you tak confirm lagi. You are not benda yang kita plan to have that conclusion are based on what kan, kita we cannot do some suka-suka kan, without any reason, so we must have some concept. Okay, theory also can consider as concept as well. So macam what I did for my page dulu, I develop theoretical framework. So actually tentative hypothesis ni is look like a theoretical framework as well lah. We do have we draft the plan, the framework, okay, to to use the theory to apply the theory. So that's why qualitative ni kalau untuk fundamental dia macam quite challenging because they're not really fundamental. They can be fundamental, they can be a basis, but mainly we are applying. We just unless we. That's why I for my grant after just yang baru ni I try to highlight the grounded theory because we are try to what you call, come out the new findings yang the new things lah, macam let's say for example nowadays about the what happened to the business kan, kita orang kita ambil a few, we select a few elements from the theory. Let's say theory of planned behavior, for example, we do have norms and we do have acceptance, we do have few elements there. Kita ambil satu je contoh, for example we just do a subjective norm as a uh, as our kita punya hypothesis, kita punya stand lah. We derive for that. Okay, from we know that this normnya sebelum pandemic, all the entrepreneur tends to have offline kan, but now the norm is changed, so subjective norm tu was be changed. So norm apa, norm tu maknanya based on theory plan behavior itself lah, walaupun kita tahu secara as a subjective norm we understand, but we are not talking membabi buta lah without any justification. Kita that's how the the academicnya, the way thinking tu sometimes quite complicated lah. Kita tak boleh, we cannot say just because I like to say that for example. So the tentative when we kalau tengok sini, kenapa kena ada sini, macam kita baru nak we plan to have that element from the theory. Okay, mungkin macam contoh kita tengok sini kita tengok sini satu contoh nampak tak? Okay, ini salah satu, ini satu paper, ni paper lain ni. I'm not talking about paper comparison. Saya nak tengok ni paper my student yang buat tentang ini bukan this self-esteem, dia not based on theory, sorry. Ada satu lagi dia tengok yang ni nak tunjuk kat you all untuk ni. You're using NVivo. Ini untuk Zainal ni boleh contoh ni. Ni sudah I tengok ni. So dia talking about self-esteem. So dia try to proven that self-esteem is ni so all this kind of self-esteem. Okay, this paper about dia do research on impact of Instagram on self-esteem among student lah. Okay, ni student master data analysis, my previous student lah. Okay, what they do is they know lah who are doing, who have accounts. So in small literature review, Instagram self-esteem. So they just take it as self-esteem to as a, they're not based on any theory esteem. Cuma dia punya they have some demographic impact tu dia based on case. Saya think that what the thing that they have this, walaupun dia tak mention as theory, tapi this is a, if they are find out the theories related with self-esteem, I believe there has some relatable lah. Okay, relatable. So but they very limited time, they're not based on any, tapi I mean dia punya ni based on the data that they have lah from dia punya respondent kan. So all these that all these answers have been given from their respondent. So they do using NVivo lah this one. Okay, word 3. Okay, so itulah maksud dia. Okay, that's the mean that mana nak masuk balik. Okay, nak pergi balik ni. Dia dekat belakang. Okay, Zainal, Contoh lah maksud dia mana sometimes teori tu dia tak nama pun teori. Ya, macam saya ni mungkin I believe that if dia try to they find out the related uh,
Tapi dekat didaktif tadi doktor, sebab
ya
tadi
ya saya I nak
didaktif.
pergi patah balik ni tak boleh pergi. Ya ya.
Sebab tadi yang dekat didaktif tadi, sebab doktor terangkan pasal induktif. But didaktif
Yes.
tadi, the first step is theory, which is for me dia sama macam hypothesis. That's why doktor yang
Hmm.
cakap why is it there's a two step. The teori ni kita ambil daripada mana, atau and then adakah teori ni kita ambil daripada the previous study, and then we keluar, we came up with a hypothesis based on the
Shelley.
theory. Yeah, if you look at the deductive part, and
Ya
then
ya ya.
yeah. So in
Oh,
a
okay
research,
okay.
in the
Selalunya
research
aha.
of qualitative,
Uh-huh.
macam they say tentative hypothesis, tapi tak apalah, that's my next question.
Ya
The
ya tak
first
apa tak
one
apa
is
it's okay.
about the deductive, the theory and hypothesis. So the theory come first, and then but your first slide says that we are not depending on any theory, right? Less theory lah kan.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no concept and everything. We do an hypothesis because it's qualitative. So
Uh-huh.
what kind of theory that we are looking at for this part?
Yang mana? Deduktif ke induktif?
Deductive.
Oh, okay. So even for deductive, kalau let's say yang were doing on quantitative kan, macam let's say SAM, structure equation modeling and so on, they also must even they want to choosing the theory, they also need some literature review. Okay, they have to mana in order let's say okay macam yeah
Betul.
the theory selection also must be some have literature review as well lah, maknanya dia nak choose tu they must have some justification as well.
Alright. So the theory is literature review. Now I understand.
Yeah. So that's why this chapter dia ada incorporating dengan literature review. Kita tak bagi lagi
Yeah,
bagus
yeah.
sana ni kita tak masuk lagi. That's why
So
you feel no you feel I understand what you feeling your concern now. So
okay.
masa
Sometimes
yeah that's
lecturers
why
stress a bit kot.
you know that when the defense proposals normally examiner will ask why you choose this theory, for example let's say my friend student previously they do TEM they choose TEM for example, why you choose theory acceptor model, why, so they must have you know uh in order to choose the theory they must have the hypothesis as well, right? So they must have this that's how you choose. Yes, based on the previous study. So answering your concern tadi, yes, we must have some uh reviewing literature. So we have to
Sebab
ah
satu lagi kata yang this inductive, right? When we want to
yes,
begin our research, right?
right,
So of course there's an LR and everything, but
of course.
can we start our research by based on our observation,
Yeah,
right?
this one
And
inductive,
then
right?
so kita terbalikkan, and
Mm-hmm.
then we came up with a tentative hypothesis, and then there's a theory. Theory ni apa pula?
Okay,
So
macam
it's just like messing with
term ke?
this
The term,
research. Yeah.
the term,
So
yes.
how can we do a research where theory is the last part? Like there's an LR and everything. So we are the way I look at it, we are trying to prove our point here.
Yeah.
This is
So
where
that's why
we are
if
trying
you
to
feel
prove.
yeah, if you can apa vice versa lah. So that's why inductive comes in. Okay. Sometimes when we feel inductive is not really fit in, so you can using the abduction. All right, so you can try especially like in the first year for postgraduate, especially my research and or postgraduate sorry PhD, sometimes kita boleh is always have of what we call opportunity to reverse back what you did it right, so yeah, kadang-kadang trial and error, so adoptions can use lah to is useful for forming hypothesis. All right, so what you say is about yeah, why we need the theory, maybe some scholar of thought they're not using the word of theory, they're using the word of concept. All right, So yeah, they have so mega argument in terms of the terms on itself. Macam kata, why we need the theory, why we need the theory, why we don't. Kalau dalam quantitative, they not highlight the word theory. There may be more on rules, right? Rules, the selalunya dia guna kata rules ataupun dia punya set of forming and so on lah. Dia punya procedure, okay, the SOP itself, alright. So macam let's say what we call apa ya? Game theory, dia punya standard dia kan. Dia punya uh, standard lah dia punya, tapi sometimes it's not mesti ikut every step there. Macam kalau dalam buat sistem pun kan, kalau kita buat sistem pun sometimes kita skip kan, we skip the step tu. Sometimes if not applicable, we skip and then do the yes or no, right? Kalau dalam structure apa, what we call that, Saddam. I remember the abbreviation, but I can't recall the process tu sendiri. So yes, that's why we need the literature. Literature pun, if you feel you see the why we need the literature, or we need the literature, because it's not only for literature review itself, all right. So it's only not only for this one, okay, this or the research purpose. It's a, yeah, for your background, for your what you want to discuss, or choosing your reliable theory or concept. Okay, so that's why you can see here relevant theories and concept. Actually all concept, tapi mana means showing that theories and concept is some school of thought. Yeah, they suka guna kata theory, some school of thought they're using the concept. Okay, terminology, okay, maybe you want to define the terminology, okay, the definitions, okay, in the different school of thought, they have some different. I still remember when I'm Viva, my examiner testing me because I'm in the early, I want not agree with him at all the term, just because of the terminology. So yes, your concern is in line with the scenario when defend proposal and so on, alright. When you want to defend your idea, I believe you are, Zaina dia ada banyak pengalaman defend dia punya maybe proposal, right? Proposal of research, proposal of project and so on. So I mungkin the different scenario lah, different apa, different, yalah, macam contoh interview, you pernah selalu interview, tapi interview untuk dapatkan get your stuff, right. Okay, so interview yang I discuss previously is on the academic purpose, so mungkin sama but maybe have some different situation, alright. So and as well as when we where we review in the literature, because provide supporting evidence as well. Okay, so related research, how you works stand for challenge, that's why some academicians, they're very particular, very concerned with the all the decision being made by the researcher to, okay, why you choose the theory, why you develop this hypothesis. So everything must have the reason behind everything, the decision being made by the researcher have the justification lah. Okay, so even your findings, let's say lah, I still remember sometimes whatever findings or the analysis, for example lah, we could make, let's say untuk deductive kan, katakanlah kita tak dapat, we not accept the H-null kan, we are rasa student I selalu dapat tu they just muntahkan je, then they no justification. Yeah, kadang-kadang the examiner will, why so you, if possible you can have some previous study that can support your findings. Yes, so sama lah untuk ni pun, teori pun mungkin contoh you buat teori, contoh what I did for my analysis tu, I guna teori ni, teori A, teori B, teori C, teori behavior, social cognitive, apa, ambil sikit-sikit lah, okay. Sampai kan saya masih ingat sampai sekarang, saya tak buat benda tu. My supervisor kata, why you not name it as your own theory from that nama, combination the chunk out. I don't feel that is still enough. Dia kata, why you not name it as no theory? The knowledge sharing behavior theory itself is your my name theory, but I feel lah humbleness tu masih mendebar sampai sekarang. So it just the combination lah of appropriate theory. Then I confirming with the other, what's that yang tu tak panggil teori sangat, dia panggil macam lebih kepada apa benda tu saya tak ingat. Itu dalam IT punya ni lah. Itu pun dia macam conceptual punya framework jugalah. So to conforming with that, as success model if not mistaken. So itu pun model. So another one, model. Model also kalau dalam business punya research dia suka guna kata model. Model, business model kan. Model ke. So as success model ni, so to confirming. So yeah, kadang-kadang the words tu, the term tu can be boleh diperdebatkan lah, right? Dia boleh bergaduh lah. Macam saya cakap dulu when my sister-in-law defend ke, dia ada progress presentation in UM, dia dekat UM. To be safe, supervisor dia kata jangan don't declare the quantitative and qualitative. Some the term tu sometimes will be macam salah pilih lagu lah, contoh salah wrongly choose the term. Okay, I hope you get the point Zainal. Are you alright? So that's why literature ni macam tulang belakang lah, backbone. Okay, everything because of this, because of I already have been I have been found this previous study have been done. Cuma cakap like my case kan, macam when I'm prepare the proposal for yang untuk apa baru ni, when I found one of the study have been done, lemak dah ada orang buat. Kadang-kadang sometimes I feel that, but I read again and again that paper, that paper is on the strategy. Okay, dia punya discussion, dia punya paper tu review about macro on how mana dia because one of the author is from strategy professor, so they talking about on the paper lah, on the what we call policy, not policy, dia punya blueprint. So what my attention for that proposal is more on the micro, okay, among the case lah, mana different entrepreneur have the different story. Okay, so that paper just dia tanya, if not mistaken, dia interview, they have focus group, dia tanya academician, dia tanya macam contohnya MDEC, okay, the policy maker and so on. So they're not interview the entrepreneur tu sendiri, right, the macro side lah, the macro. So what my concern is to see, to mendalami the behind the scene lah. Okay, what's going on. Okay, what's going, macam contoh macam Abilio tu kan, dia pergi turun padang. Kita tengok bila dia dapat when he got the information, yalah, there's unsung hero, right? The volunteer purpose, dia more on the field lah. So yeah, okay, so that's to review or not. So that, so sekarang ni pun banyak lah, macam contoh I ada involved with I'm not sure want to name it is what, one of my junior lah, dia baru ni dia sahut cabaran siapa dia buat live lah kan. So dia interview satu founder ni, dia dah change model lah. Takkanlah change, dia actually dia tak change pun, dia expand lagi. Tapi dia what happened, so my junior ni interview this person, this lady ni were infected when PKP. Kita I nak know this person more closer lah, because dia contoh dia dah from zero to hero back. Okay, Maknanya the business model dia tu previously dia not really online. Okay, dia memang rasa selesa dengan offline. Dia buat bisnes apa? Bisnes now dia tersedar dan dia bangkit balik. Dia buat online, tapi in the same thing yang bisnes lama tu pun still dia what we call still exist but online juga. Okay, so macam ni contohnya dia buat business apa, that person, that lady was business, family business, where before pandemic totally offline, mana totally on premise base. She have premise ni macam one center for those go to umrah and hajj lah kan. So I kata very very good sharing lah. Okay, very good sharing for macam I tahu ni boleh jadi kat punya responden lah cakap. So masa when I propose, my colleague kata, Intan, you have to know who the betul-betul yang terkesan. Dia orang nampak makcik-makcik yang jual tepi makcik-makcik ni lah. I mean what my friend are looking for for those hawkers lah kan. Yes, hawkers also, but how you want to approach is itu my student buat to undergrad. Dia hari tu dia kata nak pergi for dia punya our project lah, for their project. Okay, for this one, since I have involved with the what we call macam sekolah penulisan jugalah. So my junior ni dia buat lah, tapi dah habis dah lah, dia punya challenge tu dia done. So dia kata she's not the right person. My junior ni actually sister of Imam Muda Ashraf. Even Imam Muda Ashraf also affected juga. Masa starting tu dia share jugalah about his brother tu. Dah tutup almost let's say previously Imam Muda Ashraf ni ada 14 outlets for example for dia punya brand tu kan, baju Imam Muda Ashraf tu. Now just maintain one premise di Penang lah, bertam. Itu pun macam just survive lah, just balik modal lah. I mean macam mana? I tak ingat sebab I tak in the beginning tu I tak ingat. dia cerita tu macam terkesan when she know that she's not the right person, so she call the right person lah. So okay, so yeah, so that one I kata nanti, tapi macam we notice that all the materials, all the academician, kalau kita tengok talking about on the macro side lah. Okay, so yes, to review or not, yeah, okay, depends on the situations. Okay. Arguments for now mana di sini okay, apa maksud di sini? Earlier view of doing courses formal. Okay, yeah, we do have some literature reviews, so participants point of view. Okay, to kalau kita tak we not introduce biasness, so yeah. Tapi kalau kita tends to be biased, macam like my yang tadi situation I tu, I not knowing that lady lah. Okay, cuma I have to seek the help from my friend tu to kalau I nak further interview with her lah. But from that level also she shared a lot lah about how she survived, how she wake up back. Now she daripada from founder dia became as a drop shipper and then blah 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 blah, and then now dia extend lah. I mean sebelum tu dia stop, then dia extend dia punya business business service dia lah. Okay, business service. So from only selling about pilgrim hajj stuff, dia dah selling about on the foods, on the some service, ada hikmah lah dia kata. So from only focus one thing, dia dah make it multi ada budak nak masuk. So actually mungkin the what happens to business survival ni mungkin it may new, it may not, alright. So maybe for some some field of study new, but maybe some like economy field of study mungkin not really new because we also have some recession, right? Recession a few 20 years ago maybe, but it's a different situation and so on. So the review, the literature also sometimes it quite limited jugalah. Okay, so it is how we want to decide either want to review or not. Maknanya we need to have some support from the previous study. This give me if you know, so if you have this situation, yes, we don't have to review, we don't have to find out lah the previous study. But if you see yes, why, yeah, this one. Okay, so yeah, we want to see the awareness, the argument, how we want to argue, how we want to see the, yes, we need that. We need that. Okay, why you see the significance of that problem of that phenomenon and so on. Okay, for example, why I need that study for, why the academician or the respective scholars need to men, mendekati the affected group, right? For example, so how macam tu, macam Zainal kata, um, all the yalah, mana depends on the field of study jugalah. Macam tu kalau orang for expert in economy, they will see as a economy banyak pula micro, macro, and then B40 and so on. So yeah, mungkin kalau tengok daripada sudut makro, dia akan buat survey, but in micro perspective you can go to case study and so on kan. But this for skills, okay, of course lah, ini the rule dia lah. Selective review, okay, comprehensive review, the advantages and the, okay, ni standard dia lah. Ni kalau based on BOAS, okay, so but it's not tak semestinya lah, it's not must be compulsory, but based on BOAS 2002, they have some guidelines to, if you want to review data systematically. So from the literature review for systematic SLR, we did not as SLR itself, we can have we can come up with one paper, for example. Okay, alright, so this is maknanya ini ni semua we have the behind of that, they have dia punya support lah, support for previous study. Okay, so dia detail lah, so planning the review. Okay, macam mungkin tu untuk proposal kan, for proposal planning, they have protocol dia. Ni based on BOAS lah, BOAS tak semestinya lah. Okay, have some stages for our the video, conducting the review. So yeah, you can see here database strength. One for my undergraduate post assignment, they have one assignment regarding all this. Okay, I boleh share nanti lah. Lupa ni. So dia punya yang dapat markah penuh lah, markah yang the best marks. So you can see here the certification research. Okay, so where dia punya paper dia, ini search string how dia find out from the database in the database lah. Okay, database web of science ke ni, dalam library ada ni. Okay, conducting the review. Well, I'm not plan for that. Student undergrad my tunjuk satu-satu. Okay, this one lah. Okay, so for example, when kita review the paper tu, okay, paper, the article itself. Let's say you have my paper tu kan, you review lah, okay, in details. So they have how we want to report, either descriptive or thematic. Habis. Okay, so what Zainal concerned just now, whatever you have on the apa, the backbone of doing research is a research review lah. Okay, whatever kita rasa macam, okay ke aku buat ni betul ke tak, buat macam contoh lah, macam let's say my case, let's say lah you got the analysis, you got the analysis tu, then you feel something is not right lah, you rasa macam tak, pasal macam betul ke aku buat ni kan. So you can support with the previous study if have lah, but if it could be kalau benda baru, mungkin you can support with the Macam student kata, madam tak jumpa lah yang paper dari Malaysian context. Tak apa, kalau not met the Malaysian context, you can find out outside of Malaysia. Sometimes it's new for in Malaysia. Okay, in Malaysia. Okay, let's say what happened, let's say macam contohlah macam what happened pandemic ni kan, new thing lah. Kalau in medical mungkin the lot of thing tak pernah berlaku lagi kan, so still new. Behavior pun kan, macam sekarang pun if not mistaken lah, untuk dalam bidang social apa psikologi pun mungkin macam contoh dia Malaysian just introducing new apa first apa tu yang psychological aid, first aid tu kan, mungkin di overseas dah in outside in the certain countries have been implemented long time ago, but in Malaysia still new, so they can tap in the other previous study lah. Okay, so thematik ni maknanya kita based on ya the macam tadi tu kan, yang paper tadi tu kita perhalusi depends on dia punya team dia. Thematik ni maknanya based on team tu we identify tu based on the teams, and all else we based on research question. Macam yang paper I dengan tu dia based on je, dia just very general themes je lah. Dia come up with the themes and then they based on the research, based on the questionnaire, interview protocol as well. Okay. So there can be various lah on, that's why I kata very very, with that, so nice. They play with the doors. Alright, so I think alhamdulillah I managed to be end out before 11. So yeah, I don't plan that to so this is the two type lah. Ya Allah, two type to not two type to start to stage. Okay, descriptive analysis. Okay, or estimative analysis. So kalau dalam qualitative ni, kalau dalamnya tengok paper yang saya stop sharing this one. I don't plan. Okay. Oh, so noise the door. Please. Nak marah depan you all malu. Okay, ada satu contoh contoh yang paper kejap Oh, wow, thank you. Okay. Dia keluar masuk pula this girl. My daughter ni lagi marah, dia buat. Sekejap. Tapi however, thank you for the concern, Zainal, with your what you call uncertainty. Saya nak kunci je pintu dia. Dia keluar masuk. My 8 years old girl. Okay, let I share a little bit. Okay. Where? Okay. Paper ni I plan nanti masa contoh NV4 saya, sebab this paper using NV4. I dah sembang dengan my friend tu, dia willing lah. Okay, sekejap push banyaknya, subhanallah. Sekejap, I check first. I rasa macam ada, but I'm not nanti tiba tak ada. Sekejap ni dia bagi contoh. Apalah, kita tengok sama-sama lah. Lambat pula. Okay, tada. Tengok paper scopus ni sekejap. So many things that I will open out now. That's why ni kot. Bismillah. Okay, ini one of paper yang I share with you all under online learning. Okay, so ni yang Vivo 11 lah. Yeah, I just nak introduce lah. To be honest, Siti Uzaira ni my colleague lah. my colleague, because she's under UTM, my colleague during my master PhD dulu lah. Ni buku dia ni. Kalau buat ni nampak clear kot. Ni buku Dr. Siti ni. Dulu I jual lah buku ni. Ada 2 version. Ni version Melayu lah. Kajian. Nanti I tanya dia. Dia kata dia hari tu dia buat buku baru. Kajian kualitatif dan analisis temu buat in English. Buku ni sebenarnya upgrade from buku version English dia. Qualitative Research Interview Analysis and Niveau 11 Exploration. He also certified trainer untuk kualitatif. Dulu I memang jadi seller buku dia lah. Untuk dia ada dia because husband dia memang buka akademi lah, akademi consultant. Okay, tak apa. Okay, so I nak share something from this paper. Dia using apa tau, dia banyak tau, multi approach. Kalau you tengok baca kat abstract dia pun you tahu, wow, actually this research, if I'm not mistaken, granted by grant in spam. Zainal pernah dengar in spam bawah?
Apa doktor? In spam?
Ya, in spam. I mean, dia punya research ni was be granted. I tengok dia ada tulis kat bawah ni. Dia tulis apa? 6 months sekarang ni dapat lagi. Ni in spam. In spam dah ada another organisation. Okay, this paper was funded from under project valuation property service department under NAPRED. NAPRED tu bawah ni lah Ministry of, bawah tu lah siapa nama yang handsome tu. Handsome tengku apa tu? Ministry of Kewangan lah tengok ministry. Tengok. Tapi I mean yeah.
Kalau handsome tu
Yang
jalan.
handsome tu, aduh, tengku apa? Tak ingat, Tengku Zafro, Ministry of Keuangan. Tengok tak ingat nama keuangan, Astaghfirullahaladzim. Okay. I just nak highlight very, very, very comprehensive research jugalah. I mean, required by the spam yang mana kata apa, this topic dia memang dia, I pun apply juga a few years back, tapi yalah kadang-kadang tak fulfill. Sebab dia ni pun SR lah, dia pun under facilities management. So kalau tengok kat sini, dia buat very comprehensive semi-structured interviews. I think semi-structured dengan focus tu sama je kot. Tapi tak apa, it's okay. Dia just highlight interview, focus group. Mana semi-structured tu, mana dalam focus group tu, they do have through focus group, document reviews, then dia buat cross-sectional cognitive mapping semua ni. Maknanya I believe with Dilanti tu supervisor dia, if not mistaken. Shazli tu dia punya colleague lah dekat UTM, tak silap I. So what do have you see when I can see this paper memang sedikit struggle juga lah, because dia kena tengok combination macro and macro, because you kena tengok dia nak buat some sort of foundation, comprehensive guidelines. Okay, how we want to see, mungkin lepas ni I believe that some field of study we will see about aging the warga emas untuk vaksin ni kan, mungkin dalam bawah Rina Khan tu, Rina Khan pula dah under Minister of Rina Harun tu kan. So how they want to approaching the bedridden bedridden people in the home kan, to vaccinate. Okay, for this case, you see, Astaghfirullahaladzim. Boleh tak jangan keluar masuk, kan kena marah. You so make noise. Alright, so you see the what he did, what they did. So nanti kita akan go juga, okay? Semi-structure interview. So you nampak stakeholder dia local government. Focus group dia go to community group, okay? So you see dia punya respondent dia, okay? Baby boomers. Kita ni aging people lah. Kita bukan baby boomers lah, Zainal. We are aging people, X generation between 37. Alright, betul tak? Are you agree with me? Kita bukan warga emas lagi. Kita aging people. We are aging.
Saya baru nak masuk 30 doktor.
Yeah. Just dandan tiba-tiba. Just incoincidentally. Alright. So yeah, what this paper is all about, they are triangulate juga, because yeah, they're starting with the document, they observe the document lah, okay. Observation also can applicable to document review, okay. So to triangulate. So alright, hari ni en vivo lah, kita apa ni, kita tak go yet. Right, so dia ada stakeholders, sebab dia nak buat guidelines, it's very heavy juga lah, okay. So dia have the what they did, dia interview head of department, mungkin ni lah government agency lah, okay. I don't know. So they just describing lah. Dia tak mention lah apa dia Jabatan Kebajikan Masyarakat apa whatever. They just describe who is that specific tu kan. What's the local governments all about. Okay, then so the data analysis cross sectional. Okay, ni tak apa, ni nanti kita tak tengok. So nampak sini ada perkataan didaktif. Okay. So dia start dengan right, so I just nak highlight here the data analysis blah blah blah. Okay, ni yang bila dia buat data analysis. So from the early literature work done deductively. Okay, so yeah, dia boleh buat secara literature review lah. Sebab that's why tadi kita start dulu dengan data apa blah blah and theory, then how yang you punya concern tu actually the literature will accommodate that. Alright, so yeah, in deductively lah. So dia buat dulu, okay. Dia buat dulu, kata apa, homework dulu lah, right, before dia collect the data and so on. So this is ni yang arithmetic lah. So the team 1, okay. So just shows quick glance lah, okay, the content analysis, how dia ini dah lebih macam ke ala-ala grounded sikit lah. Okay. So yeah, so all this okay, the matrix, and they come up with they generate with the matrix based on team 1, team 2 and team 3. So kalau macam yang paper saya dengan tu very light lah, very simple one lah kalau you compare to this one, quite comprehensive, because from this research they're proposing one framework, okay, guideline in order um, to help the government as well. Okay, so they have this one. Ni macam dia tak guna perkataan teori ya. This is this researcher using framework. So dia mungkin applicable, maybe lah, it have possible can nak kata replicable whatever in certain country mungkin yang setara dengan Malaysia lah, for example, but maybe tak semua lah kan. Tak. Okay, in Indonesia pun they have the apa certain things yang not same as us. Okay, tapi yeah, this is they tak mention as a theory, but they mention as framework. Okay, so it consider theory or framework or model. Okay, so actually theory, framework, model so can there are last for deductive tadi. Okay, so nampak macam ni je. Oh, nak come out with this framework is, have a lot of, they see all these things here kan. Ekonomi pun banyak juga jenis ni, okay. Okay, so just example lah. So yeah, so kalau you tengok dia banyak tengok dia refer a lot with the economic papers, okay, medical. So dia multidisciplinary lah, okay, from this research. So quite nampak macam apply lah kan, but actually is a dasar lah, macam like policy kan. So not really applied lah, very comprehensive within short period lah. I think within 6 months, very thing. More of framework kan. So yeah, that is quite new lah for Malaysia. Mungkin kalau you tengok sini dia refer a lot of okay. Kadang-kadang nama ni tak boleh juga, tengok nama Abdullah tak sesuai Malaysian kan. Okay, tak boleh nak conclude that. Okay, so yeah, so that's how okay, so nanti kita akan tengok lagi paper ni. Banyak lagi paper-paper lain, tapi macam you are circulated connected. Ada pun aku sebelah dah. So I hope I answer. Astaghfirullahaladzim. I hope you all be patient with my surround. Yeah. Ini I rasa lah kan, perasan lah kan. I think website ni much better lah kot. Macam my anak-anak ni kelas dia orang Google Meet mungkin noise dia lagi sensitive. Astaghfirullahaladzim. I just istighfar. Who is that? Boleh tak jangan keluar masuk? Lepas ni tak bagi dia orang masuk lah. Bilik ni besar. The door is at the air. I was here. I was quite, they're just there. They're not kecok I. Tapi, you know, they just around, just near with the door. They go in, out because there's another laptop there. They're playing. My 6 and 5 years girls. Yeah, sometimes they're just very innocent. Alright. I think that's all for today. So I hope you get something. Alright. Untuk yang Simon tu sebenarnya semalam thank you Zaida, mungkin I forgot to apa bagi apa quick glance tutup sekejap. Okay, alright, so untuk Simon yang for first Simon tu alhamdulillah, I hope you all get I can comment lah. I think semua dah get some the good ideas. So you just continue what you the what we call the idea from Simon 1 tu, you just continue for your Simon 2. The Simon 2 tu is about macam baru ni diskusi tanya I kenapa yang tu kan, tapi I rasa I think masa no wonder dia quite blur because first class lah. Kelas pertama dia tak masuk lagi. So sebenarnya kita dah go through that yang activity 1 and 2 tapi kita tak apa, maybe we can repeat in some in future punya lesson session. Okay, so apa kita tengok sekejap sekarang ada masa sikit. So Zainal claim yang Simon tu ni tak belajar lagi, tapi sebenarnya dah belajar. Tapi tak apa, mungkin you tak perasan, means apa mungkin yang part of laddering tu kan, is it? So what I can say about mungkin kita kita boleh tak explain saya tengah buka ni. Ada keluar pula registration form ni, banyak sangat benda. Okay. Ya. I believe Zaina dah tengok ni, sebab tu dia tanya tu. Belum macam-macam ni. Dia tak sama pun. Ada ke mana dia ni? My friend tu Zainal, before she joined as an academician, she is a practitioner. So dia punya all the bukan nak kata dia pun struggle juga. I'm model, tapi I mean dia practitioner dari segi tak mention lagi. Before dia join UTM tu dia pernah jadi working a number of places jugalah. Okay, I mean tak ingat lah. I mean dia practitioner jugalah, mana pernah jadi manager, pernah jadi, tapi apa the same line lah. Okay, contoh macam before she join, I still remember dia kata dia takut buat PhD sebab dia tak ada pengalaman buat research sangat. Tapi sebenarnya dia tanpa dia sedar masa dia kerja tu sebenarnya dah pengalaman dia dah lah kan. I mean dia pernah kerja kat UM sebagai pengarah, pengurus. Tapi related dengan facilities lah, facilities management lah dekat Majlis Bandar Shah Alam, and some sort of before she joined UTM. So I think kalau macam you nowadays pun number of practitioners join academician, I think dia punya knowledge, working experience tu dah membantu, help a lot lah. Macam my sister-in-law, so before she join UIA dia pun practitioner, she's working a number of company before she join UIA. Even dia buat PhD pun dia using the case study dekat company dia. Dia dulu previously working at Cellcom. So ada dah dia punya actually working experience tu as dia punya work research experience as well. Okay. Ni apa ni? Kenapa keluar research proposal? Is it? Oh sorry. Right. Alright, so I just to explain. So kalau working experience tu sebenarnya can be considered as research experience as well. For me lah, for my personal observation from for those are from industry line come to academician, supposedly they are very very lucky lah to have that chance, because when teaching they can share in a lot of things to the students kan. Alright. Okay, so kalau you tengok I sit here, I mungkin I okay. So that you can see I nak you all develop research question from the idea that you have in based on individual assignment one. Okay. Ada tak yang tak faham dekat sini? Any kind of think about. Okay, maknanya maybe it's not necessary that you must have
Kau nak tunjuk apa-apa ke dekat skrin sebab tak ada
Oh
apa-apa
tak
kat
ada.
sini.
Astaghfirullahaladzim, sorry. Thank you. I dah tengok sebab tu lah. Astaghfirullahaladzim, sorry. Shock sendiri sungguh lah kelas online ni. The challenge. I dah tengok. I already see that screen. Dah ada main laptop sebelah ni pula dah. Tak pernah habis dah. Okay. So think about. So mungkin I terlupa nak kata think about antara ni lah. Okay. This all the question that can panggil apa? Help you. Alright. Help you for your project nanti. So macam kata apa guidelines lah as well. Alright. So what else? Apa dia maksud activity 2 ni? So sebenarnya activity 2 ni kita yang hari tu lah. Activity 2 yang dalam what we go ahead kan. So macam Zainal dia dah buat dah kan. Is it? Secara tak langsung lah indirectly lah kan you have done this. So yeah. You can refresh apa? Re-evaluate lah what you have done, then you can
Yang nombor 3 ni tempat
use
saya
this
tanya
one.
tu.
Yeah.
Leathering.
What the thing that you don't not you stuck ke apa? Yang mana yang betul based on the
Number 3.
feedback.
Number 1 okay, number 2 okay. But number 3 ni macam saya kata macam leathering, probing. Apakah doktor nak we give some LR or maybe like what do you need to be giving some theory on this sebab is a very direct question kan, it's like who will participate and everything, but number 3 is about based on feedback, your previous activity, the things that you learned. Do we need to do a very lengthy write up or just like just something like our opinion about what's going on in number 2 and number 3?
Yeah. Actually, yes, what you said at the end, the last part. So
Right,
actually,
it's just a
you
simple
learn.
one, a simple one.
Yeah. So maybe
Alright, cool.
let's say lah, you dah buat dah kan, you dah interview for
Right,
example,
I done it. Yes.
maybe you rasa macam, macam tak berapa cukup lagi ni. You mungkin,
Yeah.
whatever
I'm
lah, you nak
thinking
add
too
on.
much.
Yeah.
Thinking too much. Yeah, it's a simple thing, but I'm thinking too much.
You may add on another things lah, right? So from what you have done, mungkin macam sebelum ni ada previously benda ni memang selalu I using on. So that's why you nampak sini redesign your interview guide. So maybe you have mungkin lah if you have possibility to have interview lagi kan, macam you kata you akan ada lagi kan. So you akan apa improve you punya soalan tu. Okay, interview guide ni actually about the question tu sendiri. Okay, mungkin masa you tanya tu kan you imprompnya kan, macam spontaneous, and then mungkin lepas ni you nak get some view from some other groups, yang hari tu you dah get something kan, so you want to re-evaluate back. Okay, so that's why okay, you have learn ni lah. Ini yang kita learn from the interview punya lesson kan. So mungkin kita alamak hari tu lupa nak buat, tak sempat lah nak buat laddering technique and so on kan. So mungkin for example, mungkin Zainal kata you nak interview juga kawan-kawan you kan yang using email ke apa, mungkin you boleh improve from what you have experience with that during in that situation yang previous session tu. You tahu okay, rupanya ramai lagi yang tak tahu, so you boleh improve from this part lah. Okay, you boleh improve you punya soalan ke apa ke, interview guide ni maknanya your question lah. Okay, your how you want to explain to your respondent tu, for example. Tapi tak perlu banyak lah. So macam, yeah, not more than 5 pages. Tapi kalau you rasa madam macam tak, macam impossible lah for my case, you just acknowledge me at the beginning lah, in early lah. So sebab benda ni sebenarnya lebih kepada nak help you for your project. Okay. So yeah. Okay, macam contoh macam Hazimah buat apa so online kan. So mungkin you interview, contoh you interview, first stage you interview, you tanya pendapat cikgu sekolah kan. Sekolah apa, you buat apa tah. And then okay, dapat feedback. Oh, kalau untuk macam ni, oh cikgu dia punya feedback macam ni. And then you ask pula ada pengetua ke, so daripada feedback from the feedback of the teachers tu, you can give some hint lah for you to, you boleh improvise soalan tu for to ask the apa, contoh lah you boleh assess the headmister, pengetua ke, guru besar ke, ataupun PPD ke, for example. Tapi mungkin you punya target budak apa, pelajar dalam kelas tu dengan cikgu kelas tu. Macam yang kemarin tu dia buat satu honor tuition center dengan tutor tu sendiri. Okay, so some sort like that lah. So tak boleh macam kita macam contohnya kita hakim lah, kita tak boleh tengok satu pihak je kan. Kita try to be fair, okay, to that phenomenon or to that research problem that we want to have it to study. So macam kursi buat pasal aging referee apa. So macam tu lah, kalau boleh kita tak boleh macam bias to one side only. Alright. Macam Zainal dah interview the orang ni kan, warga emas, mungkin you perlu tengok warga yang tak apa-apa emas. For those that have the vaccine, your friends and so on, okay. Okay, you ada kenalan daripada pihak KKM kalau you got it. Sebab tu saya suka tengok TikTok kan. TikTok ni dia banyak behind the scene. Banyak sangat video-video sharing. Mungkin ada yang toxic, ada tak. Tapi they have a number lah. Cuma kadang-kadang kita tak, dia just click off lah kan. Then kadang-kadang kena tengok juga lah berita. Contoh lah. Okay. I hope you all clear. So 25 Jun. Ada lagi masa, insyaAllah. Boleh. So sebenarnya yang mungkin Zainal dia tak perasan yang lettering tu. Lettering tu ada cerita tu kalut-kalut sikit kot. Boleh tengok balik yang video yang quite long tu. Okay, yang I record. Ini pun nanti dah pukul 11 saya stop record. Recording session already